I will not talk about my playing days. There's a lot of better players that came from this league, so there's no reason to compare. But anyway, excited to be here.
If you have a question, please raise your hand. Catherine and Karsten will get a microphone to you. We'll take questions now for Coach. All right, we'll start here in the second row. Kevin?
Hi, Jenny. Kevin Skarbinski from the SEC blog. Give us some of your favorite memories and maybe not so favorite memories of your first trip through the SEC last year.
Well, honestly, you knew, a year ago as you're standing here and everyone says, okay, compare the Big 12 and the SEC, and we had no idea. And I kept saying, ask me in February because we have no idea. And, ask me in January, and I hated it, right? But honestly, I think it's as good as advertised. I think a lot of times people say it just means more, and I know that sounds really cliche, but after living it a year, this league is impressive. It really is. And from environments, from the importance of our sport, from the student athletes, I mean, you're every night playing against future pros and Olympians, and you're facing these great college coaches, you're facing these great environments on a massive level. And so I think there's probably not one memory that was so great. I think the SEC tournament was obviously great as well. But what a way to learn, what a way to get smacked on your face, fall down, and get up and keep going. And so I'm proud of the way that we finished, especially last year. But experience is our best teacher, and we got a lot of great experiences.
We'll go back over here. Kevin?
How reassuring is it to have Reagan back for another season?
I mean, obviously, it's really nice to have, Reagan Beers. She's an incredible leader. She's grown so much. Her game has grown. Her confidence in herself has grown. Her presence has grown. But I'm really excited about our team. I think we have a lot of experience back, and we mix experience with a lot of new. And so it's made for a fun summer. It's made for a fun fall so far, and I'm excited for the season.
Go back down front, second row.
Wilton Jackson with the non-basketball. You talk about that experience that you bring back, and one of those players, obviously, in Peyton Verhulst, had a strong performance in the SEC tournament and, of course, in the NCAA tournament. How valuable is it to have her back specifically?
Peyton she's so good. I mean, she really is. And she doesn't even know how good she is. And I think being able to navigate the Big 12 the way that she did, I thought she did a great job. And then to be able to come into the SEC and really learn it and learn herself and learn her game and then really lead our team, I think she just does a phenomenal job of doing things that you don't always get to see. Her off-ball movement is really good. Her basketball IQ is really good. Her intangibles as a leader are really good. And so it was fun to be able to watch her continue to grow. But I also think it really sparked something in her this offseason. So she's really elevated her level of leadership and everyday competitiveness, probably because of the season last year.
Down here, down front. AP?
Hi, Coach. AP Stedham, AP as we see it. Coach, what are some of the tangible things you'd like to see from your team this year that you didn't see last year?
You mean like take care of the ball? That would be probably number one.
Number one.
No, honestly, I think you can see that we're getting better and we play together as a team. So that comes out in assist column. I think we do a good job of being able to share the ball. I think we set each other up really well. Those are things that we've got to continue to do. It's going to take us. I mean, we're going to be tested in our non-conference before we get to conference, but we really have to learn each other. And then obviously defensively, we have to be able to guard better in terms of one-on-one defense. Because this league is so elite. There are some elite players in this league, and so that's something that we've really worked a lot on.
Okay, we'll go back down here to Kevin.
How would you describe your first SEC tournament experience?
Again, I think it was a great experience. I thought the Greenville was great. I thought there were a lot of fans. I think we have educated fans. We have good basketball fans where women's basketball matters in this league. And so obviously we want to bring more people from Oklahoma, but our fan base is incredible. So I thought from an environment standpoint, you want to come. You see these high-level players. I mean, when you start to look at, I think it was, the Final Four of the tournament were top 10 teams. We haven't had that. We haven't experienced that yet. I know that's something that the SEC has experienced, but we haven't. So for us to experience that kind of level and that kind of intensity, I mean, it was an NCAA tournament. And so that's something that was, I thought, really impressive. And yet it's really family friendly. You know, there's people that can sit on the sidelines. They can give high fives to our teams. The teams are accessible. So I just could not, I can't rave about the environment enough. And so I hope that people just continue to come.
Okay, we'll go back down the middle, second row.
Coach, I know you said that you wanted us to ask you in like January or February how you felt about the SEC. Was there any moment where you kind of felt, I guess, not necessarily comfortable, but you felt like you had things
No.
under control? Oh.
I have not ever felt comfortable. What do you mean? No, I don't mean to interrupt, and I'm kind of joking with you, but this isn't a league that you ever get to feel comfortable, but I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why you compete. That's why you're part of this league, because any given night, anybody can do anything. And again, you're playing against such incredible talent. So do I think that we got a little bit better as time went on? Yes, because I think we fell on our face. I mean, there were a lot of times that we just fell on our face, but we never quit. We just kept going, and we just kept saying we have to get better. And again, every night provides you a different challenge. And so you're never comfortable, but that's a really good thing. You never want to be comfortable, especially in this sport. And in this league, you just can't ever be. So I say that not in terms of it's awful. I say that in terms of it's the highest compliment. Like you don't ever get to be complacent. You never get to be comfortable. You just got to keep going.
Absolutely. And one quick follow-up. How do you plan to weave in Aaliyah Chavez to what you do in terms of orchestrating this team for this season?
Yeah. I mean, she's going to weave in herself. I mean, she's such a great team player. She really has picked up on a lot of things from a point guard standpoint. I think our team loves her. She fits in really well. She's got great court vision. She's going to have to continue to learn the level, right? Nobody comes in game ready, but she comes in practice ready, and she comes in hungry, and she works really, really hard. It's not going to take a lot for her to weave in.
Go back down here to Kevin.
What clicked in for you guys in February? When you hit your stride, you hit your stride. You won 9 straight at the end of the regular season and then into the tournament as well.
Well, again, I think what's challenging is as coaches that you never feel like, oh, something just clicked all of a sudden. It was literally this team trying to continue to get better and grow. You know, I mean, we had a hard January, obviously, and you're playing on the road in intense environments, and you know, we didn't show up in some, and we got scared in some, and we had to learn, okay, you're either going to get better or that's just going to continue to happen because there's not an off night. And so we just kind of started to chip away. We just kind of started to get better. I thought we did a better job of really growing together in that instead of separating. You could see our movement got better. You could see our play got better. But I really do think that I don't think there was one defining moment. You know, we just didn't give up. And you can't just give up when things don't go well. And I think that was a true testament to the team to be able to do that. But there was no magical moment. There were a lot of hard moments, and we had to make some decisions.
As we wait for the next question, Coach, talk about your non-conference schedule and how that will prepare you for the SEC.
I mean, we have some great non-conference opponents. Obviously, we open up with Belmont, who is a perennial NCAA tournament team and has a unique style that you have to be ready for. And then our second game is against UCLA. And so one of the things that we talk about, and you can look at the rest of our schedule, obviously our ACC matchup in NC State is going to be so good. We have our our series with Oklahoma State back, and we didn't have that a year ago, so that's going to be great too. And again, you can go up and down the line of the teams that will get to play, but one thing that we will always do is to be able to really try to test ourselves early with different styles of play, with talented play, with really good teams, because you have to see where you're at. And if you fall down, you get up, and you're going to fall down. And so we want to be able to learn a lot about ourselves that maybe we're a little bit more prepared as we enter January and we enter into the SEC.
Okay, we'll go back down front here. AP.
AP Stedham, AP as we see it. Coach, what did your team take from the Sweet 16 appearance?
Well, I think obviously it was exciting to get there, and we felt like there were some things that we did really well, and then there were some things in that second half that we didn't. And so what we've taken, I think, every year in the offseason is that we have to get better, and we take that really personally, each one of our players. The spring was hard. I mean, you talk to any coach in the country, and the spring was hard, and there were a lot of decisions that each player had to make. And so for the women in our locker room to make the decisions that they did, and then to say, you know what, no, we're going to work harder, we're going to look in the mirror, and we're going to go after something that's bigger than us, because we want to continue to get better. That is, there's not that you ever want to lose, because you don't, and you definitely don't want to lose the way that we did, but to go against teams that we got to see. I mean, we played a lot of Final Four teams, obviously, 2 in our league, and we have to get better. And so we've seen what some of those teams have done. We felt what some of those teams have done, and now we got to get better. We got a long way to go, and yet we've got to continue to inch in the right direction, and I think that's what those lessons teach you. It teaches you in the SEC tournament. It teaches you in the NCAA tournament.
Okay, we'll take one final question here. Kevin, in second row.
For all of the ups and downs last year, you did finish tied for 4th in the league, and you're picked 5th.
I know, sorry, I just can't, I know.
I know you're emphasizing what you got to do to get better. That's what coaches do, right?
Yes.
But you also were picked 5th this year. Do you feel like you did earn a measure of respect for your program in your first year in the league?
I don't know if I've ever really worried about whether or not people respect us. I just don't think that that's something that motivates us. I don't think that, you can't allow people to, you to feel good when people praise you, or you to feel bad when people don't pick you. And so it doesn't, to me, it's irrelevant. It's what our team's going to do every day and what we do on game days. And so that's something that I think has been more of our motivation. I think that's always been motivation for our program, because I don't think that we ever worry about that.
Coach, appreciate your time this afternoon.
Thank you all. Appreciate you. Boomer.